morning guys, it is Thursday the 6th of August and it's about 10. I've been up for like 2.5 hours just kind of waking up because I need that time to just wake up. I took my painkillers, I took all of my other medications, I had my first shake of the day, and then I've stitched about 200-ish stitches. So that has been my morning. I am about to get ready to edit yesterday's video, have a morning cup of coffee and take my morning bar. Good morning guys, I hope you have an awesome day. Christopher and his parents just headed out. I'm all alone in this big house. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to sit down and stitch because apparently I need a couple of more hours to wake up this morning. I'm a bit achy, I have what in English is called floaties. I never know what it's called in Swedish, and I usually call them squigglies on my eyes, and I usually get more of them when I have migraine issues, and right now I have a lot of them. So I'm going to try to relax a little bit, take it easy, and hopefully I will be a little bit better towards the afternoon. Christopher's parents went to a local farm to see if they could get some lamb ribs from them. Otherwise they are going to go to the grocery store and see if they can get any lamb ribs there. So we're still on the hunt for the lamb ribs. I have so far this morning edited and uploaded the vlog. It's soon going to be, I'm gonna push the publish button in just a while. And then I have done some stitching and stuff. Yeah, it's been quite a calm morning. I'm gonna continue watching telly. I'm gonna drink my cup of coffee that I brew, my first and only cup of coffee, and I'm just gonna relax. It's vacation. I don't have to do all the things, but I want to do all the things. Yeah, it's probably gonna take a couple more days for me to get back to where I usually am, just because of the stressful week before, and also because of the rig treatment and all of those things. So yeah, but I will be back into my own self and I can record even more videos. So I have started to store my threads on my bobbins in lengths instead of just putting the whole skein on it. I try to only have one bobbin per color and then move them between my different project boxes and my stash boxes. Right now I'm very much almost only work on Envy, which is my green little box here. I have 2 needle pin cushions in here made to fit in here to store my needles on, and then I have about 1 skein per color. There are some colors that I previously have put all my skeins that I owned on bobbins, and then I just haven't run out of them, so they're still on there and they aren't stored in lengths. I'm not redoing anything, but whenever I add a new skein to a bobbin, right now I ran out of 310 this morning, so now I'm gonna add a new skein to my new 310, and I thought I'd show you how I measure them because it's pretty simple. I opened this up and I had knots in it, so sorry that it is not a perfect skein, but it's a black skein. I put it around here, around my lid. Hope you can see this. I'm going to see if I can just put you a little bit further away. This is the lid of my case. These are the DMC cases. I like them better because the lids are, they can stand up on their own. The Deri's boxes doesn't. Then I hold a little end here so you can see, and then I start just pulling through the skein around my lid, which goes much faster when I'm not trying to record it, and when my skein doesn't knot. So basically I store most of my threads on skein except for 1 in each color, which I store on bobbins in bobbin boxes depending on which project I'm working on. If I have a smaller project, I have a small bobbin box. I move my
thread my bobbins from my stash to my project boxes and back when I work with them. So that is how I usually do it. So I have now, this thread will not go further than, it will not do a full lap, the long one here. So I'm just gonna leave the long one. This is gonna be a little bit longer than everyone else. And then I just line up the end that I have here, and I take my scissors and I cut. That is the measurement. 1 lid width. Super simple. Or one leap around the width, which is about two lengths of a bobbin box. When I did the loop start, which I don't do anymore because I realized my stitches, the way I stitch, and my stitches became very uneven when I did the loop start, and when I switched from the loop start to just again threading it in the back as I usually do, the stitches became so much more even. That might just be how I stitch that makes that, because I don't know, but that is how it is. Then the longer of the lengths that I have here, I will put as the last one, so I'm gonna stitch that up first. It's just a preference of mine. Then I take one thread at a time and I just put them back on, or put them on the bobbin. I have found that you really don't need, I only fasten one of the threads in these little things here. I don't need to fasten the others. All I do is I hold down the end and then I cross the other end, and then I just go over with the thread when I add it to the bobbin. And then I do the exactly same thing again. I just take an end. So I usually hold the whole skein in my hand like this when I do it. So there you go. Take an end from this skein here. Doof. After I cut it, the skein that I cut. And then I just wrap it again. Kind of depends on which length you like to have on your threads. Like if you just want to have double the length of a skein, you could just cut the loop in the skein and you will have exactly the same length threads. But I really enjoy having the width of my box times 2, so around the lid. It's a perfect length for me. It's long enough to actually stitch for a while with, but short enough to reduce the amount of knots I get, both on the back side and on the thread as a whole. I will do say that darker threads do knot a little bit easier. And I think it has to do with like the dye and the dyeing process. The darker threads have more pigment in the dye, and therefore it gets a little bit stiffer than lighter threads because they have a lot less pigment. It's just how dyeing works. I noticed that with my fabrics when I was dyeing fabrics. They were much more stiff after I dyed them with darker colors than when I dyed them with lighter colors. So it's a difference in that. So yeah. Then I just add every thread one at a time onto my bobbin, just the lengths. And when I have finished that, I've gotten a full skein on my bobbin and I'm ready to go. Remove a little kitty hair there. I'm ready to go to start stitching again. This thread, which is the longest thread, is the one I'm going to start stitching with, and as usual I just pick one thread, pull it out, I take another one, this, and pull it out so it kind of curls in my hand. Then I have 2 threads and I put them back together. I do that with all of them, even just if I have 2 ones left, I will separate them and then bring them back together, because it will help kind of the twist in the thread to lie better on the stitch. Then I go through the whole length. Oops. This is why I only take one thread at a time, because otherwise there's a big chance that you get not exactly, but it kind of gets stuck on itself. So taking one thread at a time is much easier. And also I do want to separate them. As I said, I did pull this thread twice, so it was a little bit more curly than it usually is. But these kind of knots, you don't have to re-knot them, you just have to put a needle in them and kind of wiggle a little bit, and they usually loosen. And then I just add the thread on my needles. I have a lot of needles. I usually use between 10 to 20 needles at a time, depending on the amount of confetti on the project. I think I have I top out at having like 15 needles on a project, on threads on a project. However, I do have a lot of needles here, and because right now I'm doing a lot of black, I'm actually threading all the 3 needles with a thread, because then when I run out of thread, I just have to put the needle down and pick another one up. It makes it so much easier. When I have a lot of different colors that I'm working with, it looks like this, where I have different needles in different bobbins, while when I'm working like with 2 threads, it's usually just 2 threads that have them. And usually I put the thread into the bobbin. However, this is black, so it's kind of easy to see that this is my 310, so then I can use one of my little pin cushions. So yeah, that is how I work. I hope you like this little clip, and I'll see you later. I am just about to head to bed. It's like 9:20. I am going to do some stretches for my back, maybe some tummy things. I just took my painkillers and I'm gonna head to bed. The family is just outside on the lawn by the fire, eating shrimps. It's just that I don't like fires. I don't like being out with these mosquitoes. And also, I'm in a lot of pain, so I'm kind of excused not to be there. I did go out there and just talked and hanged for a little while, and then I went in. I had a good day today, even though, like, pain-wise, it's not as bad as it was, like, 2 days ago. But energy-wise, I actually don't have that much energy today. I'm really stuck. Also, I'm having some back issues, so I think that kind of makes it a little bit worse. But this is like the 3rd time I'm doing this clip, because I was talking for like 8 minutes or something, and I don't want to talk yourself. But like, when I started this out, the first clip, I was thinking that I hadn't done anything, but I actually done quite a lot. I've been doing a lot of black stitches on Envy, and then while I was playing video games, because I do all things at the same time. Then I went down, sat outside for a while, did some coloring while chatting with Christopher parents. And Christopher, of course. Then we had dinner, then I went back up. They went out on a walk. When I went up, they went out on a walk. Then I picked out my computer and I did a couple of things on that one. I'm doing some coding, which is really, really, really exciting. So, here's the thing. I'm going to talk about this without telling you what it is for a while now. It's going to be that way, and I hope that's okay. But I have this project that I want to do, and I can't promise when it's done. I can't promise that it will be done, and therefore I don't want to make someone excited for it and then it doesn't come out there. I feel I don't trust my health enough to do that.
So I'm just gonna talk about that I'm doing it, but not what I'm doing. I'm sorry. It's really like weighing things, but like development takes so much time. So yeah, so I have this little project. This is the first proper side project that I ever had as a coder. Sure, I've always had a blog and stuff like that, but I've never really coded WordPress, never done that. I just use it as a CMS system. I put in text, images, video, press enter, and then it looks good because someone did a good template. That's basically it. So now when I'm coding, like coding I've done for 12 years. This is my profession. This is what I do as a living. I am a full stack, a senior full stack software developer. That is my job. That is my title. It's a nice little title. And I've been doing it for a really long time, and I've been working with a lot of different technologies, but for the past 6 years or so I've been working very much with Node in the back end and mostly like React in the front end. I've done a couple of other frameworks, libraries for that too. But so now I'm doing a project in those techniques for myself, and I'm hoping to be able to present it to the world like December or something. And it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun to do it. And today I was supposed to do something, but I needed to clean up the code a little bit, and I got it cleaned up to a specific point. I learned something like 2 days ago, and I applied it today, which was awesome. And now things are kind of chaining into each other like they should. It's so exciting when you take that step. But yeah, it's been a really good day. The battery tells me that it doesn't want to be in anymore. It's gonna die soon. So I just want to say good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. Bye.